Hey everybody, hope you guys are doing awesome today. Today what we're going to do is continue on what we learned last week, and that was taking some triads over a chord progression and learning different versions of those and starting to put those together to make more melodic sounding music and just to give it a sense of moving around the neck and not being stuck all the time. So today what I'm going to do is advance on that. I'm going to show you guys how to start playing lead pieces and how to connect these together. So a lot of these triads will show you different pentatonic shapes and patterns that you can play along with it. So I'm going to show you guys some cool examples. I'm going to show you how to play this melodically and how to make some cool little phrases and motifs along the way. Let's get started on this and have fun. My name is Shane. Here we go. Last week what we did is we took the G major chord progression and we learned a bunch of triads with that. So if you guys missed that, check the lesson out. It's in the card. Today what we're going to do is show you a few more triads and show you how to start linking all this together to play melodic type solos and lead lines. So doing this is going to really help you guys start breaking out of some boring patterns that you might be stuck in, because you don't always have to play just the same boring pentatonic shape to try to play solos. So what we're going to do is our root chords here, just to recap, is going to be a G chord, and then we got an E minor, and then we've got our C, and then our D. So that's just a 1, 6, 4, 5 progression. So what we did last time is we were playing the G chord, and I showed you guys several different positions. So today what I'm going to show you is this D shape. This comes from a caged type system. I don't really teach it too much, but I think it's really important in this context. So if we got a D right here, right? 3 notes. We're going to move it down here, because last time what we did is we played this shape. This is for G. So this is going to be a B, a D, and a G note. So that's going to make our triad. So what we're going to do is actually take this finger and we're going to change it to here. So this is going to be a D shape. So this is technically a G chord. See how it sounds exactly the same as that. So what this allows us to do is play some really cool extra fills. So we can play this. And then we can move and do this. So that'd be the first triad. That would be for G. And then we could go back here and play the same E minor triad because it's all right together. And we can play that same little lead line. And then that sets us up here for the next chord, which is going to be C. C triad, that's here on the 12th fret. And then we can play the same type of little licks. And then we've got the next one, the D, so that's going to be the 5 chord. Here's a little example of me playing with that. Okay, so those basic principles there with the D shape, and then the E minor, those are the foundation for what I'm going to show you guys here. So if we've got this G triad right here, we also have the same G triad right here. We also have right here on our pinky, if we put our pinky here, this is G. What we can do with this is drop this note and play this. That's a G also. People's minds might be blown right now. So you've got G, G, and then G. So what this did is it just set us up for this note right here, G. This is a pentatonic shape. We can play this pattern right here. That's 5 notes. And then here's our G right here. Again, because it's an octave. We have to kind of skip around on here because of the B string, but that's okay. So if we're playing this, right? Let's say if we're playing this. See how that works? Pretty cool. So what I'm doing is something called like a call and response. So I'm playing basically the chord, the triad, and then I'm coming up here and playing a little lick on top of it. Hitting this. And then we go to our E minor, and here's another E minor triad that I showed before in last lesson. And then right here, it's going to set us up on G again, but we're going to play the next one, which is going to be C. So C is going to be right here, because it's the same thing as this, right? So then we have our C here, so we can play this. Same thing with the D. So this guitar has 22 frets. So if you have 21, you're going to be running out of space, but that kind of shows the premise of that. So here's a little example of me playing with that. Okay, so here's the other cool thing you can do. Last time I showed the G triad up here, right? So it's going to be like this. So what we do is if we've got our G note right here, we've got this G power chord. We've got the 1 and the 5, right? So the 1, 5, and 1, because that's what a power chord is, a G5. So if we take our finger in here and we bar this, this is also a G chord. If we play it here. So I'm playing these three, I'm playing the G, the D, the G, and the B strings. Because that is a G chord. People might be like, what? So when we're playing this, what we can do is we can play these cool hammer-ons. Right? So then we go to the E minor, the next chord, we can play this. We can play a little piece here. So all I'm doing is playing these bottom three. We're going to run out of fretboard, so let me show you up here on the C. So on the C, the same thing. We've got C here, C power chord. We're going to play it right here. This is going to be our C chord. Same thing, we're going to play these hammer-ons. And then we go up here to the D chord. Put our finger here and play our D chord. Okay, so the last thing I want to show you guys is then how to put all this together to start building motifs. Motifs are repeating patterns that sound good and sound very melodic. So what we're going to do is I'm going to come down here. You probably saw it on the opening line here. What we're playing is basically a pattern, not to get too confused or too off for the triads, but we're playing this E minor pattern here, E minor pentatonic, which is the relative minor of G. So that means it's the 6th chord, so we're going to play this pentatonic pattern here. So what I'm playing is it looks like this. And then I'm adding this note here, the flat 6. So what I'm playing is this pattern, something like this. So that would be the call part, and then you can add some extra licks to it. So let's do it again. So this would be over the G chord. And then we do it again for the E minor. So what I'm doing is I'm alternating between these notes right here. So we've got the D, and then we've got the E, and then we've got the G, and then we've got the A. So these notes right here. So D, E, G, and A. So what this is allowing us to do is play kind of targeted areas. So that'd be over the G. It's over the E minor. That's over the C. That would be over the D. Here's a little example of me playing with that. Okay, so the last thing I want to kind of cover is targeting the notes by playing the roots and the thirds. So something you can do when you wanted to play more melodically with these triads, you could play this triad right here and then play here. Right, and then we're hitting right here, this is the E for the E minor. Those are all E minors right there. And then we can hit on the C. When we go to the C, we can do the same thing, right? So we're trying to target these. So here would be a C triad. Here's a little example of me playing with that. Alright everybody, that's it for this time. I hope you really enjoyed the lesson and I hope it's very helpful to you. You guys check out some other videos I've done. Until next time, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.